world can't stop the sun from shining.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks so much for joining me for the Scorpio November Horoscope. There's a few things happening this month for everybody. So firstly, there's a lunar eclipse on the 19th. You also have this wonderful thing called a Minor Grand Trine, and there is another astrological aspect pattern called a T-square. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these in your in-depth horoscope, but before that I'm going to draw two tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. We'll have a look at your horoscope and then I'll do a psychic channeling at the end, so stick around for that. Okay, let's go to the board now and see what these cards have to say. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, so I've already pre-shuffled these cards and I'm going to go with that one there. Closing my eyes, what do I see? I see a swing. Okay, there's nobody on the swing, it's just swinging back and forth. So this says there's a decision to be made that's, you know, a bit difficult to make. And if you don't feel like you can make it, then you can probably put it off for a little bit, okay? It's like you're not really embodying the energy of the decision yet, so maybe you're putting it off, but there will come a point where you will have to make it. The card that comes up is the moon, okay? So this says that there's things coming up from your subconscious that could be influencing this decision. Maybe you're procrastinating a little bit. However, at the same time, there is a wolf here. So this is all about learning, but it's also about teaching. What you learn now, you might decide to teach later on. You can help somebody else because you've had the practical experience, okay? So, you know, you're on your journey, you're on your path. It's not like you're sort of stuck and there's a process to go through. However, you know, there's going to come a point where you have to make a decision about something, okay? So the subconscious forces are coming up and you'll deal with them. Now, it's also good for your intuition, though, however, and your clairvoyant ability, if you have any, or your psychic ability, generally speaking. Let's look at the second card now in the second half of the month and see what we get. Alrighty, what do I see here? A bit of confusion. Okay, I'm in a car and driving forward, veering to the left. Okay, so the road is not straight. It sort of veers to the left, it veers to the right, you know, and so yes, you're going forward, but there's these little pit stops on the way, which is fine. Probably don't want to do too many of those or the journey's going to be very long. But you're in the general direction. This card, the Page of Swords, brings news, and it's to do with your thinking, and I'm always positive, so I'm quite optimistic, so I always think it's positive news. But it's basically saying, look at the big picture of your life. There are some adjustments to be made to your direction. You can sort of straighten out the road a little bit, so you'll get to where you're going quicker. But the sword's all about analytical thinking, okay? So very important sometimes to think logically, okay? Not all the time. You don't want to be thinking like that 24/7 because we are humans and feelings and spirit comes into everything, okay? But this is basically saying there's good news on your way. Okay, so there's your two cards. Bear them in mind. Now, I'm just going to make this a bit bigger so that you can see. Perhaps that will help. Okay, alrighty. So first thing we've got here is the T-square. The T-square's got the sun here in Scorpio in your sign, so you're likely to feel things very intensely. Your identity could be changing a little bit, but you're not sure what you want it to turn into. You know, how do you want to appear to the world? Who do you want to be? There's a sort of tweaking there going on. And we have Uranus in Taurus in your 7th house. If you have a partner, or even if it's a business partner, it might not necessarily be a personal partner. It doesn't mean your husband or your wife necessarily, although it could. And the lunar eclipse will also influence this Uranus and the moon, but I'll talk about that in a moment. And so Uranus brings unexpected and volatile things that happen out of the blue, but sometimes they're quite positive and sometimes they're not. So it doesn't indicate whether it's going to be, sort of a difficult time. It could be something really pleasant, like you win a lottery or something like that. If you're in a because it's 7th house, if you're in a relationship, it could go to a deeper level, or it could split up, either one or the other. And the 7th house is also about legalities as well, and open enemies. And so there could be something unpredictable that happens with a court case or with a legal matter. And with the moon there, it could bring up a lot of emotion around it. Saturn in Aquarius in your 4th house of home and family. So this brings the need for structure. If you're renovating, it could be very difficult if you were renovating under this influence, because Saturn likes order. So there might be a bit of a push to get your home life, your family life in order, which is making sort of a difficult aspect with Uranus here, who wants freedom and rebellion with regard to relationships and legalities, and what you need yourself, your own beliefs, your identity. So there's a balance between all three of these that you have to work at this month. But then there's a beautiful thing called a Minor Grand Trine here with Mercury in your 12th house. So stuff coming up from your subconscious. Remember this card. And this is great for your spiritual journey. Mercury in Libra. So very pleasant sort of spiritual experiences that might be available to you. Messages from your subconscious coming up. And making a sextile here to Venus in Sagittarius in your 2nd house. So somehow it affects your finances, the things you value in life, what becomes important to you, and perhaps your possessions. So you could spend money on beautiful things, but do be careful that you have a practical element to those things. And then we have Jupiter in the 4th house here, and it's in Aquarius. So Jupiter in the 4th house indicates some sort of expansion of the energy around your home and your family. Maybe there's a new family member coming in, or one of your children gets a new girlfriend, boyfriend, gets married, has a baby, or there's a new baby in the house, or maybe you renovate and make your house bigger, okay? If you are renovating with Saturn on that T-square, as well as liking order, Saturn doesn't like to spend money very much, so Saturn's very careful with money. So if you are renovating, you really got to watch the dollars, because things could go awry to get you to spend more money, and you might feel a lot of internal pressure to buy beautiful things, and so you have to work it out in yourself, but you can. And you also have lunar eclipse here in your 7th house, so bringing up subconscious contents. If you have a partner, there could be some sort of disagreement about something. Something happens that's untoward or out of the ordinary, and it brings up a whole lot of emotions to deal with. But there's transformation there as well. Okay, so 31st of October to the 2nd of November, Venus conjuncts Venus brings you a strong desire for love and companionship and affection. A new romance or a new friendship could come into your life. If you have an established relationship, that's likely to be rejuvenated. If there's someone you wanted to reach out to, that can create warm feelings. So if here in this house, here the 7th house, sometimes there's like what's called an open enemy. That's somebody that you don't get on with, that you know about already. And there could be some contact there, because you might want to, or they might want to approach you, and there's sort of like an olive leaf So that's possible too under this influence. It's important that you're surrounded by beauty and harmony at the moment. Then we have on the 19th the new moon in your house here, planting new seeds around your identity and your core beliefs. You're likely to be more perceptive than usual, and you pick up the emotional currents of other people. If you're in the supermarket in a queue, you might be feeling what somebody else is feeling, but you think it's you. So watch you don't react from habit, by automatically responding to situations. You might think about changing your appearance also. 4th of November to the 5th of March 2022, Venus moves into your house of communications, okay? And so that's beautiful in terms of the way that you're communicating. Things are going smoothly and harmoniously. It's likely to be quite a polite time. It's a great time for visiting friends, and especially in your local area, getting to know people in the area where you live. That's likely to go really well. You might attend cultural events and take short trips for pleasure now. 4th of November to the 24th, Mercury moves into your sign here. Okay, that's Mercury. And so it's time to make a statement to the world. Let your voice be heard on something that's important to you. You're likely to be feeling more alert and express yourself well. It's an excellent time to initiate discussions. The only thing is with Mercury here, don't forget to listen to other people sometimes. 11th of November to the 14th of November, Mars conjuncts the Sun, and you might feel more vital. You've got a burst of energy. You feel more vigorous and assertive. Do watch for impatience and irritability, however, with Mars. And if your will is blocked, you could get angry, so watch for that. It's important that you compromise on small matters if you can, okay? Let some people have some wins if possible. 19th of November, the lunar eclipse I already talked about here in the 7th house. It's a good idea with this to give your partner extra attention and feed the relationship. It's also likely that your ties to women may be emphasised, or perhaps even your mother. Okay, something comes up about your mother. Relationships generally, legal matters and relationships with people you don't get on with are likely to be transformed. 18th to the 21st sees Venus trining Uranus. This brings unexpected pleasures, new friends and a playful attitude. The key words are stimulate and delight. You may want a break from your usual routine, and you're more likely to experiment and be spontaneous now. A new romance or rejuvenation of a current romance or relationship is quite likely. 20th of November to the 21st of December, Sun in your 2nd house, fabulous for your money supply, okay, bringing insight, awareness and happiness. And this is on your mind now. Your mind is consumed, well, not consumed, but your mind is thinking about your finances, okay? And if you've had some financial issues, you might see the light at the end of the tunnel. At least you know what you have to do next. 23rd of November to the 13th of December, Mercury in your 2nd house brings discussions and negotiations about your finances and commercial transactions. You're thinking about how you spend your money. It's a great time to consult with a financial planner or an accountant at this time. Get your business affairs in order. 28th of November to the 1st of December, Mars trines Neptune. You could be feeling quite relaxed and passive at the moment. Maybe you're tending to avoid confrontations or situations that are not comfortable. That's okay sometimes. You don't want to do that all the time, of course. And you're less ambitious than usual, but on the positive side, your imagination is highly stimulated, and you're more interested in entertainments and leisure and pleasure at the moment. 29th of November to the 2nd of December, Venus sextiles Neptune. makes you very receptive to peace and beauty, and you could be feeling quite kindly and tender towards other people, and perhaps you want to help somebody out in some way. And if you do that, you'll be quite happy with the results that happen. 30th of November to the 2nd of December, Sun trines Chiron. Other people respond quite favourably to your ideas and your plans, and if there's somebody in authority that you're connected with, they're likely to give you some sort of respect or reward at the moment. Sharing recreational activities with people close to you can help you release any worries. Take a break from your usual routine and try something different now. So there's quite positive influences there, but then we have from the 22nd of November to the 16th of December, Saturn squares Sun. So then it's going to be peppered with sort of frustrations, delays, obstacles, and it's like a critical decision has to be made, okay? And this is probably where the Page of Swords is going to help you make these decisions, because it can cut through all of the sort of stuff that is not relevant, you know. And you might find sometimes that people are not receptive to your ideas during this energy. And employers or authority figures, you know, there might be some sort of difficulty that comes up. But you can adjust your attitude and just be patient, because Saturn loves patience, okay? Step by step, gradual working towards something. So if you want to do something like all of a sudden, you're more likely to get some sort of backlash from it. But if you do it step by step, people can keep up with you then, and it's more likely to pan out. You might be thinking about your work and wondering if you're in the right job, okay? And here with the MC in your house of vocation and reputation, that might be another reason why you're wondering if you should change career. The good thing about this, there is some good things. The good thing is that you can become more efficient, and you can get rid of stuff that is no longer useful, you know. So it helps you, you know, maybe get more organized in your home, clean out, sell the stuff you don't need, and minimize a bit. So it's useful for that. Other people, you know, if they do offer you advice, it's based on their perception, and it's about their life, their path. That's not you. You've got your own path. So you have to make a decision that only you can make. So, you know, go slowly and go steadily, and you'll make that decision at the right time. Don't push yourself or try to force yourself into making it too quickly. 23rd of November to the 17th of December, Saturn sextiles Chiron. This is fabulous. Okay, after that, you know, you're going to have this flash of this energy coming in and out with Saturn squaring Sun. Saturn sextiling Chiron helps you, because it's going to give you a greater sense of purpose and direction in your life and also your career. You'll see that some of your old ideas of things you used to do are no longer relevant, and it doesn't fit with who you're becoming as you become more authentically you. So a personal situation, or maybe something at work that once seemed impossible to deal with, can now be resolved and healed now. Relationships with parents and elders are rewarding and offer you important lessons. Take the wisdom from older people, and you know, accept what their guidance is, and you'll be thankful that you did. And then we also have this fabulous influence, 28th of November to the 12th of December, Jupiter sextiling Venus, which is great for your personal relationships. You can share your feelings. There's like feelings of affection and warmth and love coming up. Okay, so and if you did have someone that you didn't get on so well with, maybe that icy wall between you can be broken down, and the confusion can be cleared away. So this is a very beneficial influence generally. Anything where you have to deal with humans and relationships, it's likely to be benefited, and also any contracts that you sign are likely to work out quite successfully for everybody. Okay, so you got some beautiful influences there, Sensational Scorpio. Now I'm just going to close my eyes and see what I can see for you for the month of November 2021. Okay, for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, particularly Americans, I see the leaves falling. So it's called fall. We call it autumn, the season. And the leaves falling are like the things that are passing out of your life, okay? The things that you're minimizing, that you're cutting out of your life. So you're going to get very specific about the types of energy you want in your life, who you want in your life. There's a fish here in front of me, actually, as I'm saying this. This is a message from the subconscious, basically. And to be, quite careful about who you associate with, because sometimes people just drag you down, and then you have to try and get free of them. And yeah, it's messy, but sometimes a quick cut can be less messy when releasing someone from your life. Okay, there's some cardboard boxes here. Yeah, that could be relocating. Cardboard boxes sometimes refers to a change in residence. And there's something about cats and cardboard boxes as well. I'm seeing cats playing in cardboard boxes. So, it's all a balance. There's some time here for leisure and pleasure, and to go out and socialise. That is in your horoscope there in the third house, with Venus going into your third house, joining Pluto there. Pluto's all about life, death and rebirth, and you might find some part of your life being reborn, maybe an old friend's coming back, and you can socialise together. Okay, so there's some great things happening here. Now I just see an arrow. It's going up diagonally into the sky like that. So, you're getting to where you need to go. You're not going vertically straight up. You're going on the diagonal. It could also refer to a Sagittarius person around you. Okay, so that's it, Scorpio. I hope this is useful for you. Leave a like or a comment, share on your socials, and if you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell right now. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.